Vox, we do see a Glaive being banned out for the side of Eanix. Going into this game, I really think they are just going to settle for that Lyra, Scarf, and then probable Cruel, if not, then Lance combination.
You really think we might see a Cruel again? I feel like it was just to pull out yesterday and kind of throw people off guard. It did work out very well, however, for them. I'm just not sure whether it would be advisable in this situation, especially if you're going to be going up against that Catherine.
Well, but then again, Catherine, sorry, not Catherine, but Cruel does really, really well in the current meta, especially with his build being very cheap. So you can build your early tension bow, tank up, and then have your poison shift, and then you can be in the front line just putting out so much damage and weakness stack as well. But there is one thing, of course, Cruel can be kited by that of, say, Vox, and if the side of Celsior do respond with a Sky, then Cruel might have a hard time. However, we do see a Cruel being picked up into a Sky yesterday, and that Cruel did astonishingly well. So I'm not surprised if the side of Eanix would go for that Cruel once again. If not, then probably that Lance. Oh, they are going to go for that Cruel.
Oh my, and you were right on that Cruel pick there. So we'll have to see how it works out in this first match. And you were talking about a possible Sky being a good choice for counter in this kind of situation. However, we did see the Cruel, as you said, play astonishingly well into that Sky. So I'm a bit split here whether they will go for Sky. They do have that Kestrel pick open as well if they want to be able to try get onto the back line and focus down that Scarf by just being invisible. But it's going to be that Sky nevertheless. And with that, the drafts are finalized for the teams here, with Eanix being on your blue side with a Lyra, Scarf, and Cruel going up against Celsior, who have picked up the Vox, Catherine, and Sky. So where's your money at, Luxura?
Honestly, after seeing how Eanix play yesterday going up against the 8, I must say I really like the side of Eanix at this point in time, especially on how comfortable they are on this current team comp with that Lara, Scarf, and Cruel, with Cruel being able to be in the front line just soaking up as much damage as possible. Then of course leaving trophies in the back line to just slowly wear down and burn the side of Celsior down. But then again, it is just down to how Celsior can respond in that of the early game, whether or not Sky can push her early game advantage over Cruel and just constantly invade, starving Cruel out. If Sky can and does manage to do that, then I guess the side of Celsior would have an easier time going into the mid game. But at the end of the day, we do know that Scarf just scales so much better as compared to a Vox in that of late game because of how cheap Vox's items are. He does very well in the mid game. But Scarves, because his items are really expensive, he needs to take a lot of time to just farm up and build up all of his items before he can put out any real damage. And if he does and gets to that point, then I don't think the side of Celsior would have any easy time. Of course, I really like the Catherine pickup on the side of Celsior just because of the CCs that's coming out, and it's just down to whether or not the side of Eanix can respond to those CCs.
Yes, and you were talking about just response by both teams, so it really is going to be a bit of that. And in terms of when we look at CC that you were talking about, of course, the solid CC on that Catherine there being the Merciless Pursuit, and then you could kind of count out the double silence coming out from them with Blast Tremor and Wait for It on box. I think that in terms of CC, there's a lot to be provided by both teams in very different ways. So they're both very well-balanced teams in this situation, and I'm kind of a bit too, I guess, not able to call it right now, as we haven't seen how these teams are going to play up against each other. So I'm just going to have to go with instinct on this one and say it's going to be the team of Celsior.
Just because of the Sky. Don't tell me about your instinct. And anyways, we do see two trophies, or rather trophies and Truffless playing. Just a quick note, trophies will be that carry, and of course, Trufflers will be on the roll. Just for the casters, just for you guys to know and take note of. You guys will have fun time casting this match because of the duplicate names. Anyways, coming to this match, you say you will go for Celsior, and I mean, it makes so much sense. I mean, there is a Sky, there is a Catherine.
Makes so much sense, obviously.
Yeah, with that Sky pickup, and of course with that Catherine as well, they just do so well into Cruel in that early game. But we saw IVU die on that Cruel, and he's very strategic in his movement if he knows that he's at a disadvantage. So maybe we'll see, maybe you will be right. In the early game, the side of Celsior might win over this match. But in the late game, I assure you, once trophies get all the items up, once IVU die tanks up, they can probably roll through that late game rather easily. Anyways, we are jumping into the foes at this point in time, and of course, casting alongside, I request a duo. We will have Asarai. Take it away.
And take it away, I will indeed. So, it's gonna be a pretty interesting match.
Well, Asarai, I do have to ask you your own opinion, as always, from the draft. Which team are you looking for the win?
For me, it just seems like Eanix has a much more balanced out comp here. Again, you have that front line, you have the backline damage, and then you have someone in the middle to deal the heals so that your teammates don't falter at all. But I do like that immediate Vox pick, just so that he can get that early poison shiv and start countering out the healing that's going to be coming out from this Lyra. But back to your question, I'm going to be going with Eanix for this one.
Well, you do have a valid point there in terms of balance, but I believe this Vox will be able to jump around in the front line alongside of that Catherine for the most part. I think they have a fairly strong engage there, and as I talked about the CC before, there's the solid CC that comes out, or I should say hard CC, with Highest having the Merciless Pursuit, and then they're going to be able to, if they're able to chain those silences, will be really good. And when it comes to Sky having the death from above, it is sometimes more utilized as a zoning mechanic rather than just actually being able to get the stun off on it a lot of the time. So we could see that helping them out in fights, splitting the fight up and maybe putting them at a man advantage. However, you did talk about the balance coming out from Eanix, and I think you're quite right there. As long as Trophies is able to sit safely in the back line on that Scarf, then they should be fine. Meanwhile, Trufflers, you can see right now with Vampiro Sigil just able to heal up and keep the sustain for the team. There really is a lot of sustain coming out from the side of Eanix as well.
But hold that thought, Truffles is gonna get caught out here, but Trophies will get the re-kill, making it the 1-for-1 trade, but the first blood will be taken by the Sky of Celsior. Guess that's why Luceria said that we're gonna have a fun time casting this game. I'm already feeling it, man.
Yes, I've casted this team too many times before, and I've made the mistake too many times before being like, production, which one is it again? But by now I do know that it is Trophies in the lane on Scarf and Truffles as the roamer on that Lyra. So yeah, with that bit of a trade out there at the start, obviously Sky walking back into that group. Whether Sky had walked forwards, I wonder if they would have been able to make it out there or still would have been taken down from an auto attack. But really it's too early to tell anything from this so far. I mean, both laners neither have an advantage here, but if anything, Cruel has got a bit of advantage, taking that second mid camp with the help of Truffles, and is now going to jump onto Devil.
Now here we go. It's going to be a little bit of aggression. Destiny Star is actually there, but like you said, in the jungle, we're going to be seeing Devil get caught out. Nice invade here from Eanix, but it looks like Celsior will look for the revenge. Highest, going to try to spot them out. This is a 2v1 situation. Does he have any support with him? I say that's going to be a no, but he goes a little bit aggressive here as Sky will be joining into the fight momentarily. Here comes Truffles trying to run away, but I don't think they have enough damage or sticking potential that this will not result into a kill. But I may be wrong. There's the forward barrage, but nothing will transpire.
Yeah, and it looks like not too much going on in this early game other than what we did note before of Cruel being a bit aggressive by the help of Lyra, you know, able to go into that front line. And it just shows how transition into the late game there. But Truffles might be caught out here. They're going to be tanky enough, however, to be able to sustain through that. And the rest of Eanix are going to close in here on Celsior.
There's the goop for the slow. Actually also activates the Spitfire for the extra damage. Celsior have to back away here. So they're really looking to be as aggressive as possible. Like you said, they don't want the Cruel to start stacking up the items, get that free farm and, you know, calm the clashes. Be that Cruel we've seen yesterday. Also, I think that was from Eanix. They just throws it down, you know, from Hell's Heart, and then just slams you with all of his damage up close and up personal.
Travelers. I am so confused about what analyst is trying to tell us there.
It's spelled TRU. So is it like the chocolate truffles? I could be wrong. But while we are still confirming on how to really pronounce their names, it looks like Trophies will get caught out by a smidgen. Imperial Sigil will from Truffles, rather from the Lyra, will keep him sustained for the meantime. Just a little bit of harassment, but not to worry. Again, that Lyra will provide a lot of support for the Eanix side.
Okay, that is it. And if memory serves me right, is Truffless is how we're supposed to be pronouncing the Roma. And I think we can continue calling Scarf Trophies, if I'm not mistaken. But also looking at Highest, it looks like Highest might be having some connection issues. Have you been noticing that as well? Maybe Highest being a bit immobile at a few points in time?
Could be. I didn't actually see him because it was always Destiny Stars and Devil to show themselves up in the lane. Maybe that's the reason, but now he's back.
Wow, that turnaround by Devil there in the jungle. Cruel actually trying to go in for, I guess, some farm steal and a jump onto Devil, but with the help of that Crystal Sentry and Sky's being able to utilize the mobility, able to make their way around and pick up that kill. And this is the thing that Luxura pointed out in the draft phase, that Sky is able to utilize that mobility in such a way and not get caught out. I think it'll be a bit harder once we see from House Heart being used in those engagements, whereas they're both now level 6. So maybe Sky will have a harder time later on and should focus on a reflex block fairly soon. But other than that, I think that, you know, it's why I initially put my faith in Sky, and I love seeing great Sky being played. As much as Luxura says, look, I don't need your, I guess, faith in a team.
A fight will break out in the lane here. For the meantime, Iangriadai already using his From Hell's Heart. Did not see where it actually connected, but it will not transition into a kill here against Celsior. They know that Iangriadai is right there into the sidelines, but they might bite a bit more than they can chew, as Trophies with this Scarf will deal a good amount of siege or artillery damage. But man, the barrages from Devil really showing it off his stride. They will be backing off, but not without the consolation prize. 1 kill plus a couple of the jungle camps here in the side of Eanix's base.
Well, you can see how the team comp of Celsior really did work out in that situation. As soon as Crow tried jumping onto one of them, Devil was there with the death from above, and I believe Highest able to land for Merciless Pursuit to shut down this Crew. As long as they don't let Crew get ahead, and it's what you mentioned before, that Celsior just need to be really careful about that, then they should be fine. Of course, there's also the backline threat of Truppies on this Scarf to worry about, and into the late game, that's just going to be more of a problem. So it'd be good if they're able to land some successful ganks up into lane as well and put some pressure down there. Maybe even take the first tower away from Eanix.
When does a Scarf become an even bigger threat than he already is? He already has the Frostburn. What more itemizations can he work towards to at least ensure that it's not only Iangriadai that is the guy that they have to look forward to initiate, but then at least for the follow-up, there's going to be Trophies with the Goop, with the Spitfire. What do you think here, Request a Duel?
Trophies is more than likely to follow this up with Broken Myth coming up next, and that just helps because all the poke you get throughout the start of a fight, and then you can follow it up with just throughout the fight, though you're going to get stacks on that, and then you can follow up with the Dragon's Breath and just turn around and be able to put massive damage down. That's really the way you want to be playing Scarf Sing on the backline, and then towards the end of a fight, you want to be able to turn it around using that Dragon's Breath because it's such a strong ability, has such a wide area of effect when using it, that I think with this Lyra as well, who's going to be able to support you through healing, that's when Trophies is going to be a bit more scary once they finish off that third CP item.
Yeah, that's true. We'll just have to see. Also, question. Dragon's Breath is channeling, right? So one Blast Tremor can stop it, or am I wrong?
Ooh, I'm not sure about that one. I think if it's already been channeled, then it won't stop the actual cast, but a stun would be able to, which we know this Catherine is capable of doing anyway. So look at this.
Oh, Devil though, he will be put down almost to the ground, very low in HP. Truffles will be using his Crucible for the meantime here, just for the safety. Angry Dido charges in, and Devil gets caught off guard. I think he did use from Hell's Heart. That's what was able to disable Devil to get be killed by Angry You Die. So they get themselves one shutdown, and Angry You Die here immediately goes for the jungle right now with the flanks as well. Does he know where Highest is? Yes, he does. There's the Deadman's Rush. He's going for it aggressively, but Eanix cannot follow through. They don't have the damage just yet, and they're kind of spent or split here on where they want to go. Is it going to be the kills, or is it going to be the turret? And it looks like it's going to be one kill for one. It's going to be straight. Oh, Devil! He does have the Story Strike though, so he'll be able to back away.
Yeah, they really need to be cautious of this crew who's always going to be at full health thanks to this Lyra. And you can just see there a great play by Sky being able to land a death from above and secure Scarf, who was a bit greedy in that situation, but Iron You Die is going to dive in once again, and we'll see the mobility by Sky able to get them a bit away, but I think with Crow, his main target really will be onto this box because Sky is always going to be a harder target unless you're able to land that real hard CC with the From House Heart.
Yeah, but he was able to for that time, so it kind of turned out good for Eanix, but they kind of overcommitted as well as they tried to dove under turret. So Celsior were able to capitalize, and now Celsior have broken even with the amount of overall net worth that they do have against Eanix. Trophies doing quite a bit of good damage against Highest as well. It looks like it's going to be a 3-man stack in the lane, but Eanix will also answer. Good damage from that Goop Spitfire combo, the Goop Fire combo. Really starting it off strong from Hell's Heart onto the box. They're going to be following it up very aggressively here, but there's Death from above just for the zoning. For the meantime, Devil with the sidelines. There's going to be the passageway, and here you go. I Angry You Die goes a little bit. I Angry You Unleashed. Do for the slow onto Highest. There it is, the Dragon's Breath. Boom! Shakalaka onto Destiny Stars, not Star Z. And, well, he will be going to Heaven for the meantime, responding later on, as it looks like Eanix will be trying to break down their first turret.
Yeah, great push by Eanix, Ben. Great fight overall. Of course, I Angry You Die falling for the side of Eanix, but it meant Trophies could stay on the backline and just be ignored for a lot of that fight and ramp up. They don't even have that Broken Myth yet, and you can see they're already able to put out a bunch of damage. And I think it's very reliant on the fact, of course, Destiny Stars has replied to it with the Aegis, but when you saw the damage going down onto Sky, Sky only seeing there with an O-Card, not really much they can do when they get slowed down in the Goop, and then the Spitfires land on them because they're going to get taken down instantly in this situation. And unlike the side of Eanix, they don't have that real sustain in that comp at the moment, so it will be tough. Of course, the Eve of Harvest is built up on Devil, and that's only going to help out so much when there's a lot of burst coming down. You can see Celsior, to the start of that fight, did play it very well and were able to, I guess, direct the initial engage of Cruel away from them, but it's as I said, now Scarf is starting to become this threat.
Oh, I agree, guy. He's to the sidelines. He goes in with the Devil's Heart. It was actually not blocked at all. And here you go. Dragon's Breath one, looking for the second highest, trying to run away. Can they do it? Devil is using the Suri Strike for that mobility as well as the extra damage, but Iangry dive with the sidelines, gets stunned by the Mercy's pursuit of highest here. But Eanix, they're still running rampant. There's the Suri Strike. Will Trophies get away? Yes, he does! Passageway micro maneuvering. There you go. That's gonna be Eanix. Here comes highest. Still wants to go for the fight. Trophies with the fadeaway Spitfire just to push him back. There's Devil. Ooh, Trophies very low. The shield connecting from Truffles. And ooh, the Scout Trap almost taking down Trophies. There's gonna be the Spitfire. Will Destiny Stars able to capitalize? Sonic Zoom will say yes, and he is not yet done. Chasing down onto this Scarf. He will survive for the meantime, but highest was spotted out by I Angry You Die. Now Destiny Stars, he bit off a bit more than he can chew. His overextending will be the price of his life, and there you have it. Wow, that was a very long fight.
Actually making it around. He didn't completely back off from that fight, but actually repositioned himself and went around the back of the team of Celsior there, and you can see luckily Devil not going up into that brush as well, or they might have been caught out in a similar situation as Devil and Has, both very low. And yeah, Destiny Stars maybe diving in a bit too deep and overcommitting there. Could have been able to get out earlier and not get caught out by Angry Who Died, but was so focused on trying to get the kill onto Trophies, who's seeing 5-1 to 3 at the moment, and now finished off that Broken Myth, followed by a Clockwork as well. And I think this is the difference between the teams, and where Scarf is able to focus all on this offensive items without building a shred of defense, whereas for Sky needs to be a bit more careful and maybe should consider at least finishing off that Oka into maybe I'd say a reflex block, because so far I haven't seen any really major shutdowns from Cruel with that, or engages I should say, from Cruel with that from House Heart. We did see one in the previous long extended fight that you just went over.
Yeah.
But I think that there's not really been any, it goes directly into a kill kind of moment.
Hang on though, Truffles very low in the HP. This Kraken is in the sights of Celsior. They gotta back away for the meantime. But Trophies, he is on that Scarf. He does have that artillery damage, so he can set up a pretty nasty Goop Spitfire combo once more. I Angry Die starts it off. There's the Bulwark for the save, or for the zone. And from the back line, it's Trophies. Looks for the first. Can they go for the second? Can they go for a third? Looking for that ace. Can Devil do it? Will he be able to break even? That's gonna be a no. Ace taken by Eanix, plus this Kraken. So, wow, that was very, very well executed by Eanix.
Yeah, and you can see now that the Eanix team comp is just working together so well, and as predicted by Luxura, he said that why are they going to be able to give this side of Eanix this Scarf, because they're going to be able to just make it work so well, and they picked up the Cruel again, which I was surprised in, but Eanix somehow just, they really understand this team comp and they're able to make it work. I think because Cruel's so in your face and you can't just ignore him. He's going to build stacks on you if you do, and you kind of have to deal with him. But meanwhile, it's going to be Trophies in the backline and putting Spitfires in and building up those stacks and just really able to work towards getting that ultimate off and then pushing your whole team back.
So right now, Eanix has the mindset, okay, we already have the Kraken, we broke down that second turret, we can't let Celsior get this one without any turrets being faltered, because, you know, 500 gold for each of our opponents is not going to be good. There's going to be the passageway usage with the Bulwark, they're going to go aggressive. Does he use the Hells from Hell's Heart? Not just yet, but they're going to be pushing in with the Kraken, breaking down onto the first crystal turret here. Oh, the damage! Gets the one. Devil with a 30-second cooldown. Destiny Stars will try to capitalize. He gets it 30 seconds onto I Angry You Die. But still, they gotta be careful. Trophies and Truffles is a deadly duo combination here, as highest into the sidelines. There's gonna be the Goop, there's gonna be the Spitfire. The damage will connect, but not gonna be enough. The Kraken has faltered, but he has done the work. Destiny Stars here into the sidelines. Will Trophies survive? That's going to be a no. The damage from the Imperial Sigil not gonna be enough, and this could be an ace. Truffles trying to run away. Never mind. Double kill. Hero kill. That's going to be highest, and Destiny Stars ramping it up. Can they go for a counter push?
Yeah, they should be able to get at least one turret here with Cruel coming up in just a second. But they're going to go for that Crystal Sentry instead, just try to get some value out of that, which we know is so important to do with your kills and advantages. And this is really the first point in this match where we've seen Celsior actually winning out a proper team fight. And, ooh, is Cruel... He's up in that top rush there.
You know what's up?
He does.
It is what it is. Backdoor gaming, or will he go for just the flank maneuvering as he goes aggressive, as from Hellstar? There you go, boom, shakalaka, there it is. The Dragon's Breath once more. Trophies asserts dominance, goes in with the goop as well. In I Angry Dialect, you said it, my friend. It's gonna be all in your face, and in the blink of an eye, an ace taken by Eanix.
Yes, and it looks like with this, Eanix should be able to finish out the first round with 25 seconds left before Destiny starts is even up on that box. Only one turret remaining. They're going to push those ace minions in and make their way to the enemy Vein Crystal with ease. Eanix playing that one amazingly, and with the team comp we saw them pull out tomorrow, tomorrow? The team comp we saw them pull out yesterday that got them to the semifinals, playing it once again, and to great success. Well played, GG.
GG indeed. Wow, what do you think happened in that game?
Oh, it's just, I think Eanix played it so well, but someone who might have a bit more than that to say, a bit more insight, a bit more depth, is the man himself, Luxura.
Hello, I hope I'm not breaking up this time because I'm muted before you guys called me in. Anyways, that match, as predicted, although we do see a Sky being picked up, and we saw the strength of Sky in that of the early game, but once Scarf has got all of his items up, there was no way the side of Sky, or rather Devil on that Sky, can even just